as a big supermarket.
Chogeza kugaba majerevo zawe.
Nze chengeza kubagamba chiri very simple. Someone has to do it. Uganda tetugenda kufira mwawo nga tetwaliyo ddala muyimbi yenna avuddeyo n'akola kintu ng'ekyo ekiri close or exactly ng'ekyo abali. Really? Is that a topic that we should be having as Ugandans? And we are very proud to keep importing artists. Every new artist from West Africa we import, which is okay as Pan-Africanism, but when will we export? That's the question.
But the album, the song, Boy Like Me, it's relatable. Home, as I thought even home, wakaimbira mamizu.
Our target is the album has different aspects.
Yes.
So people will understand the aspects later. Oh, the song is nice. That's one aspect. Lyrics, because the lyrics speak to them. Lyrics. Lyrics, you'll even change your mind on which song you like. Then while is instrumentation, like DJ. Production, DJ. So
nabera abekidongo kuntula tugende. They're not, it's not on. Soka bounce, your body bounce yankuba goma no trance nempuliriza. At home is really good. And Boy Like Me,
yes,
it's relatable. Very. What is the lyrics?
I was surprised by someone who asked me, why did you release Circumference and Motivation first? Why didn't you release Check?
Body bound.
When you get a plate of food, it's always best you eat the bad food first. Save the best for last.
Maybe batugamba nga akanyamosoka ke kasemba ya kanyama.
Ng'okalabirira
From an African home, they used to tell us eat the meat first because
category wawala yo. First they used to tell us you need to keep your meat.
First time it's happening.
They told us we need to keep the meat.
You see, in music, if you release the best first, then the rest will lose out because they won't compete in the space. But in the beginning, if you begin with the weak ones, then you give them a chance to get somewhere. Then because you automatically know for sure that the strong one will come.
And the strong one will pull this one, the weak one.
Exactly.
Ate bote ekisoke kinene
ate noleta buno bajaga and don't you see nti already Circumference and Motivation, they have people who like them.
Yes.
But then to me, I'll tell you those were the worst songs of the album. If you listen to the album now, you have the good songs.
So you're going to do videos for every song?
Yeah, why not? I mean, the world is about content. The world is about content. Why wouldn't I take advantage of my content?
Yesterday we were having an argument that albums in Uganda. Actually, I wanted to ask that question. Yes, that albums in Uganda are not really
back.
Sure.
You're coming back. Sound is muted. It's
You're
offset.
going to watch catalogs, albums. And then also legendary, maybe passers-by in the music industry can be comfortable with song per song because what they're looking for is daily food. Yeah, I call them passers-by because a single cannot make a legacy of an artist. So some of our actors in the industry are in there just to survive, to build a house, get a car, you know, make a family, and that's it. But some of us are out there to be recognized for the next 500 years as Ugandan artists who existed. So, unless if there's something that proves that you existed, that you made an impact, and for an artist, that has to be an album. Otherwise, that's why Afrigo does albums.
From my angle, and my argument came from Katola the way you are. You've made it. Trust me, you're not.
I haven't.
Baby, now we're talking about legends.
Okay,
now.
you're
Hey, like, come on.
But you're the same people who are telling me to be like Davido, I tell you, Chimba.
Uganda, name East Africa, name Africa. You've made the name.
Yes.
My point is, so put a gamma range upcoming artist.
Of course not.
Upcoming artist. So I'm a fan base, and you're dropping an album. Who is going to stream your album? Who is going to listen to your album? But if you have a fan base like you, I would advise you to do it. You have the money, you have the fan base. I feel like what is disturbing many artists right now is the right now fan base. And the fan base is the one that is actually going to stream your album because there are very many songs. Like, you know, taking that time, but we is a nyimbe kumi no mukag. Now you're the upcoming artist, you know, Wimba Busatu or dropping the album. You don't have a fan base.
Of course,
you're going to waste your songs.
Of course, when I'm speaking like this, I'm speaking to every artist in their caliber. I have not asked an upcoming artist to go do an album worth $1 million.
Thank you.
No, unless if they are under a record label, and even a record label will take them step by step, just like a record label is taking Joshua Baraka step by step. Okay.
Yeah.
But there are artists that I will speak to as early as now, clearly. Okay? I will say there's no excuse. Artists of my caliber can afford this kind of production.
Sure.
Maybe 1 or 2 songs per year. That is spending about $50,000 a year on 2 songs. Because what they need is just 2 good songs every year for 3 years. Those are 6. Then you flip the whole situation. You get it? Yes, for me, I've gone an album. That it depends on what my target was. My target.
Okay. Okay. So Panda is going to count us in. Panda, go.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, we go.
106.5 Energy Radio, the beat of the moment. Still the AM gang in the building with your girl, Miss Kuhani Honey, the baddest Mama Jama, Crystal, Panda, and City Girl. And we still have Big Size Baby Cool in, I almost said in studio, at his house.
Yes.
At his house in Chiwachule.
Where you're most welcome.
Oh, asante sana. And we've been talking about the album, and we were asking a very important question, which is, recently, Elijah came out and said that albums tend to kill good music. So we want to get your take. Given that you have multiple albums, you've been doing this, what do you think?
I think it is maybe 30% true, but not true.
Okay.
Because first and foremost, I would say music lasts forever. So any song can be discovered at any time in the future. I remember recently there's a Nigerian artist whose song came up after 10 years recently. Scales.
Oh yeah, Shake Body.
I mean, that's after how long? 10 years. Okay? You can see that we enjoyed Bob Marley after his death. You can see that Michael's music moved even more after death. So music doesn't rot. It will come out one day. That's one. Number 2, it also depends on the rollout. Some people can roll out song per song per song per song up to half of the album, and then they release the whole album after with the previous 6 songs. Okay? So maybe after Motivation Circumference, I'm supposed to keep rolling out one song every 2 months, giving each of the songs space for people to digest it. And then after 1.5 years, after 12 months, those are 6 songs. You're still talking about the same album. And then after 12 months, you release it with 6 new songs. So that means you've given the previous 6 songs time for people to digest. And now you're giving them 6 new to choose. Maybe they will choose 1 or 2 or 3. But the question is, there's never gonna be a good song that dies out. You guys have heard this album, those who have heard my album, and you're all saying the songs are good. Now, if the songs are good, that's all you need on a good album. The problem with artists is they do 12 to 15 songs and they put only 2 good songs. That's the truth. The truth is they don't intend to do all the 15 songs good. No, because they have been paid to do an album of 15 songs. So they want to get 1 or 2 songs that sell them, and then the others, they just do chap to complete the businessman's what? Album.
Or to put 2 songs that can attract people to go and stream the album, the entire.
But then streaming what is the question? So you have to put equal energy in that. Then lastly, it's always about the marketing strategy. If you can market all the songs separately and differently, give yourself ample time. What's wrong with marketing an album for 3 years? What's wrong with that? You can keep talking about selling different songs for 3 years. An album can work out after 5 years. That's true.
What about EPs?
EPs are a sort of, quick stuff that, you want to put out there. It's just an excuse. That thing is new. It just came recently. It never existed before. I just started hearing about EP. So I asked people about 5 years ago, what's an EP? Or when you have 3, 4 songs or 5, you call it an EP. It's laziness. I mean, who pays Burna Boy to do an EP?
But don't you think it's a good way to roll out like a new artist, especially for this upcoming artist? You have songs you want to put out, but you want to like try a body of work.
It's okay for upcoming artists, most especially in today's era. But remember, there's always been upcoming artists even in the eras earlier.
Yes.
There were new artists coming up. They never came up with EPs. They came up with a single, a second one, and then they dropped an album.
Yes.
Whitney at one time was an upcoming artist, and we all remember her first song. But you don't have Whitney's EP. Okay? So it's okay, technology and times are changing. You can explain the issue of a young artist having 4 songs as an EP. It allows, people to listen, to allow, this is an artist, stuff like that. But it doesn't take away the fact that professional artists are supposed to go by the album compilation issue.
You see, when it comes to that album, I'm going to talk from an angle of a struggling upcoming artist, because you see, you've talked from an angle of an established artist.
Okay.
And I think right now you're competing globally with big superstars, and I recommend every artist to look up to you if you want to see out there. But speaking about our fan base here in Uganda, omwana avudde eri akubye tuni y'esooka nakubba ey'okubiri n'eyokusatu and bamugamba twagala album. Do you think it's a good idea for that artist to drop an album, or to first wait until they get a huge fan base like you?
Now that you sent Akubye Olusoka, a good one, and the second one, the third one, abantu bamugamba tuwe album, then respond to the need of the customer. Auntie, that is Uganda for you. That's Uganda for you, and you can't do anything else. Boba kugambe bagalachi album. Zengenda kubulia, you people have been asking why are concerts going down in numbers. Here you go, those are the answers. I mean, guys don't have new stuff. Guys don't have anything special. Did you see Epas's concert? It was packed. Because the guy has so many songs, even if they are not hit songs. For you, you think that Epas doesn't have music, it doesn't, just because you don't hear a hit song. But the fact is, everyone who sat in that concert was enjoying song per song, new songs that they haven't had before, or they've had in their bedrooms, in their houses, but not in clubs. So albums give you a status of a real artist. Singles when a person like Bebe Cool releases a single, and then an upcoming artist releases a single, then how am I any different from an upcoming? That's why you find that we are still being compared to upcoming artists.
True.
Because what differentiates a legendary artist like me from an upcoming artist? I should be having bodies of wax, while an upcoming artist is okay to have singles of songs. You get it? So that is one of the most important issues. Though, as much as we are talking about upcoming artists, this industry is not just about artists funding themselves. This industry also has what they call record companies and management companies. People are willing to invest. All we have to show the investors is how do they get back their money in this business. That's why we went through government to handle the copyright amendment. Because when the amendment comes out, then people's investments in the industry are protected. That's number one. Then also lines are drawn through where real money is made. So that when someone comes and says, my dad, instead of building an apartment block of 3 billion, he has decided to put money in his son. Then dad knows surely when a song plays on air, it will be paid.
True.
When it plays in a club, it will be paid. Uganda, the government is pushing for less, fees for internet. Once the country achieves cheap internet, then more people will acquire phones and more people will be able to stream music, and then the streams will pay, even if our rates of streams are less. But it's not going to be an excuse for anyone to say that, for us upcoming artists, we are not looking at producing songs with Nigerian producers or writers. That's lame excuses. There are even producers who do productions for $300. But $300 is just 1 million shillings. Tell me an artist seriously who performs today doesn't afford 1 million. They do.
All right, let's switch back into more music, but when we return, we're going to talk about still the writers, because I would love to hear if you work with Ugandan writers and producers. Stick around for much more, guys. We are the AM show, and hey, if you're on it, make sure you grab a bottle of Rock Boom Boom Chakala Boom Chi campaign is still going on right now. Go and buy Rock Boom for you to be able to win so many prizes. I'm talking about TVs, fridges, and a lot more. But hey, if you're sensitive to caffeine, and if you're pregnant, and if you're below 18, Rock Boom is harmful to your health. Okay. Kasana kasaze kwa bwana. Katuli busy.
That of Kenya.
Yeah, we are going.
Aine yasose kule muchuka kama nyingi. Na ibebe we yatugambye. Rasta yatugambye mpozi ngamwe muti akasana.
Ndi hustler. Unava kasana? Like today mbamfunya mune opportunity akasana okunjo chabo. Because most of the time obera mu nyumba oba mu motoka oba mu office oba studio.
We did.
Imeza nebera bweti. Oshege nekandikira.
The Friday thing had known it.
Oshege
Turning away.
Nekola bweti.
And
because abantu bali musana nebera oli naguvamu. You just tilt it to be.
Yeah.
Let it be like
Why I want to be. No.
So basically we're talking about the album. I've got visitors in my house. It's the NRG team. Energy Radio anyway. Happy Eid everybody. We're talking about Break the Chains album. I've seen so far so many people, analyzing, commenting. First, I have to thank you all so much. So much for accepting that album. It's a miracle that I haven't seen any negative on that album. So it's a blessing for me, but it's a blessing for Uganda, because we really needed this as an industry. We needed it. This is not for Bebe Cool. This is for Uganda. I didn't do that album for me. I did that album for Uganda. We need to get somewhere. We need to get somewhere. So we are going to be speaking for quite some time today about the importance of all of us coming together on that album, rather than you seeing it as you seeing Bebe as now. Actually, today we will have to split Bebe Cool from Sally Moses, so that we can benefit. I'm telling you, we have to. We need to get the. We need to take advantage of this situation.
Bebe, if you were not an artist, what would you? A politician.
That'd be a good question to ask her.
Keep it. She has to keep it. It's a very good question.
Very good.
But you know the line from which I come from. If I wasn't an artist,
Of
I
course.
believe I would have gone into my father's.
Oh,